What's up YouTube, this is DWS Darius, and right now you're looking at the 125 gallon African cichlid tank. So first off, after reading the title of this video and after seeing these African cichlids, I'm pretty sure many of you guys are wondering what happened to my reef tank update. However, I'm not quite ready to show the reef yet. I just bought more corals which just came in today and yesterday, so I want them to get adapted to the tank before I show you guys that. So hopefully by next week I can have that reef tank update posted, but I will show you guys a preview. So right now, as you can see, everything is dark. The reef tank is on the side of this tank, so you won't get the full view of how this tank looks when it's full lively, but I will just give you a little brief preview of what's to come next week. So let me just show you guys that. Okay, so that was just a little look at the reef tank, a little sneak peek. Hopefully by next week, as I said before, I can post that update. But for now, let's talk about this 125 gallon African cichlid tank. So for those of you who haven't seen this tank before, this is my 125. It holds African cichlids from Lake Malawi, Lake Tanganyika, and Lake Victoria. I also have a pair of jewel cichlids from West Africa, several crown loaches, about maybe 6. One of them is the biggest fish in this tank. 2 bristlenose plecos, and three different types of catfish, I think. But yeah, this is my African cichlid tank, and everybody is just living in harmony. That's my beautiful, that's the son of the dominant male right there. But yeah, I posted a video before about how I keep so many different fish and still have somewhat of a peace in this tank. And it's just still the same way, not too many problems, really peaceful compared to how these fish can be. Okay, so now I'm just going to introduce you to some of the fish in this tank. So first I'll start off with the dominant male of the tank, and that is my my cobalt red top zebra, and he's really a beautiful fish. He's pushing about 5 inches and his colors are just amazing. And I love this guy because he's not overly aggressive. Now when I first started, all my dominant males were just insane, but this guy, along with some of the previous ones that I had, is just able to show that proper dominance, not too aggressive, but at the same time he keeps everybody in check. And after that we have the second in command of a Canister cichlid, a very beautiful fish. He's bigger than the dominant male, however the dominant male is still tougher than him. Now as I said before, this right here is the son of the dominant male. He has the potential to show the same colors. He was actually born in his tank. However, his father would kill him if he showed similar colors, so he has to stick to that duller color. Right behind him is my favorite fish. Now this is from Lake Victoria. It's a species 35. Now I just love the colors that this fish shows when he's in his dominant mode. However, I don't think that this fish will ever obtain any high ranking in this tank because of just his size compared to some of the other big fish in this tank. But I still just love the colors of this fish, how he's able to demonstrate just so many different colors and just the attitude of this fish. Okay, so another interesting fish in this tank is my Tropheus the boy size cichlid, and in my opinion this is just a very amazing fish, a very handsome fish. I love the colors in this fish. I love the attitude and the personality of this fish. This fish is constantly moving, constantly active. He's a vegetarian, so he's always picking at the algae on the rocks, and I just love to see this guy swims because he's just super active. Right here we have my male yellow lab. Now this fish has an interesting story with all my yellow labs. Now I started with one male when I first bought electric labs. I had one male and 2 females. That male killed both his females and committed suicide. This male was going in the same pattern. He killed one of his females, he attempted to kill the other, and I guess he would jump out next. So that's very interesting. One of his females is still alive, And before I took my break, she was holding eggs. Usually I would strip her after a month. Right now I'm going on 2 months and she still has eggs in her mouth. So that's kind of weird. They probably like going on a centimeter. She probably has a centimeter long fry in her mouth, but I'll just let her keep them. That's her in the corner over there. And then we have the Malawi Eye Biter. Now this is my female, and she's one of the biggest fish in this tank as well. She's about 5 inches, just to show that these fish grow relatively fast. If she's a female growing that fast, you know she's a fast growing fish. And right here you're looking at my Hongai Cichlid, a very beautiful fish. He doesn't get to display much color because the dominant male will attack him if he does. So yeah, that's just a little look at some of the interesting fish in this tank. Okay, so besides fish, this tank is running on the Canister Filter, a Marineland C530, and normally of itself that filter wouldn't be good because it's only suited for 150 gallons and my tank is 125, but it's overstocked because, you know, with African cichlids we tend to see less aggression when you overstock, but when you overstock you have to increase that filtration amount. So because I only have 150 gallons of filtration, I make sure that on my water change days I get a good decent amount, no less than 25%. So that's what keeps my water crystal clear. Now for lights, I'm using my LED light strips. Now this tank is right beside my reef tank, and when my reef light is on, it puts this light to shame. So I'm thinking about changing the LEDs. Now they are pretty bright, they are decent for their price, and they do save electricity. However, I think with African cichlids and just the colors that they show, they deserve a bigger, stronger light. Now this is the work of the LEDs, which as you see is good enough to see your fish. However, I want something just to show that full color of these beautiful fish. Okay, and the last thing I guess I could talk about is the rock scape. Now I just love this scape, as I always say, because I put stones and rocks in this tank and the fish design them how they want them to be. I have this hill that was completely built by the boss who's sticking his face out over there, and on this side over here it's just constantly being altered. Sometimes hills over here, sometimes hills over here, because there's no real dominant male over here, so every fish when he's in a mood just mess around. So I just love the scape of this tank because it's built by the fish. And you can see on the rocks I'm getting a little bit of algae growth. So these LEDs aren't completely useless because they do produce algae, which some of my vegetarians love, but I would still want to increase in lighting. So yeah, that's been a little look at the 125 gallon African cichlid tank. Now be sure to give me any comments that you have on this tank below. And as always, I want to thank all you guys for watching this video and for showing that support. And I have the saltwater tank and many other tanks to update, so be sure to subscribe and to follow my channel if you want to be sure to catch that update. You can expect an update from the reef tank next week, hopefully. So yeah, once again, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And that will be all.